Conor McGregor is the lightweight champion. Give us your thoughts on that matchup.
Where you at, McNuggets, you f***ing piece of shit? I'm gonna kick your ass.
We back. Got hands. UFC 249. So good to have them back. Saturday felt so great to wake up and just smell the fresh morning air and know that I have live sports to actually look forward to for that day. And it was great, son. Like, I got to start early too, which I usually don't with these UFC cards because who the fuck? I mean, I won't say who the fuck, but it's not really a big draw to watch early prelims. But there actually is in this card because this card is stacked from, or was stacked from, the first fight to the very, very last fight.
True. And when you're thirsty, anything tastes great, man. Anything.
Dog, anything tastes great. That's the best tasting water I had then.
That's it.
Not that this was anything either, because even on a regular, like, if it's a regular times, this would have been a huge standout card for how well-rounded it is from start to finish.
Oh, yeah, that main card was packed. Even the undercard, the preliminary prelim card wasn't bad.
The prelims could have been a main card.
Hey, we have it, man. God bless bald-headed white men.
God bless bald-headed white men this time. Actually, I mean, you know what? You still can't say that. It's God bless bald-headed white men, but also fuck bald-headed white men.
At the same time.
Son, there's nobody hated more at this time right now than bald-headed white men.
That's true. That's true. It's the
Rest
white
in
devil.
peace, Ahmad. I mean, if there's any symbol for the white devil, bald-headed white men would not be far from it.
Speaking of white devils, I want to get to my first segment. Still gotta find the name. So, any suggestions, recommended? Let me know, Nate.
Working title.
My nominee this episode is Greta. What country is she from?
Oh, I guess she's not from America. I think she's like Australian or some
Where does
shit.
this bitch come from?
New Zealand or one of those.
Really? I thought she was European this whole time. Anyway.
I mean, I she could be. I have no idea. I don't pay any attention to her.
Greta bitch ass Thunberg. That's what I'm gonna call her.
Greta bitch ass Thunberg. To be clear, this is who AJ wants to
Absolutely.
fight. Yeah.
And straight left ways, son. Straight headbutts, knees, elbows, all that thing.
Wait. We're gonna need an exclamation on why you want to fight a 13-year-old white girl.
Bro, because I'm just tired of seeing her all over the place, man. I'm just tired of it, okay? She's 13. She don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know why she's anywhere. So now they got her on the CNN's expert coronavirus panel. What's a 13-year-old expert in?
See, for shit like that, I don't blame the kid at all. It's the person I want to fight for that is every single person who, one, takes her seriously at all because of exactly what you're saying, and two, like, takes seriously to the point where you're putting her in a position for anything. Even for something that she was saying before, like, wasn't there a whole shit about global warming and, like, plastics and shit like that? The fuck that got to do with coronavirus?
I don't know, man. And it's not her fault.
The fuck does Lady Gaga know about cameras?
What does Ja Rule know about nothing? But I understand it's not her fault, but this is the petty in me, man. I'm just tired of seeing her everywhere. So...
Nah, I'm with it. I mean, I don't see her everywhere, but, like, I've seen her, and just seeing her at all is like, alright, get this smug little 13-year-old out of my face.
It's more than I see my
I don't
brother.
care what you got to say about anything.
My brother's 13.
Yo, see your brother more often.
So, that's probably my fault, but still, fuck it.
It tapped into some internal trouble going on in your own
Fuck
life.
the shit like a...
That's the reason it hit a chord.
Right? Damn. Well, damn, Nate, it's not about me, nigga. I just want to fight Greta, okay? What about you?
I think it does say so much. You got a long list, I'm feeling, of people that have been waiting to get those Dubian hands. You say Dubian?
Americans do.
Is that a thing? Americans
do.
How do people from Dubai, what do you call it, refer to
They're just
themselves?
from the Emirates. They call themselves Emirati.
Oh, just from the Emirates in general?
Nobody really specifies Dubai. I only say Dubai, and I'm not even really from Dubai. I live 10 minutes from Dubai, but like it's right there.
Suburb of
That's
Dubai.
it. But I just say Dubai because it's the only thing people know, and I don't want to talk more than I have to.
Oh, for sure. I did the same shit. I still just moved to another place in America, and I said like, no, I'm from like 45 minutes from DC. I'm not gonna say King George. Who the fuck from Indiana knows that King George is, let alone a different country.
That's a good point.
I get you. I'm with you. I feel it.
So, got any nominations, Nate? I know you kind spirit.
I am actually a kind spirit, bro. I don't harbor hate like at all. I don't remember last time I actually like was angry, to be honest. Like angry.
Come on, man.
Like I'd be annoyed.
That's enough.
I haven't really been. I mean, it is enough sometimes, but I feel like it's only enough because like I need a reason to fight somebody because I don't get angry anymore. So now my goalpost for reasons to fight is just changed to annoy.
That's it, bro. That's
if you
growth.
annoy me now, I want to fight
That's
you.
growth right there.
That is growth. That is growth. It'll be more growth just to not fight off of being annoyed. But yeah, that is growth. I'm with you there.
So who got you annoyed enough to want to square up recently?
I'm gonna say, not even recently, I'm gonna say someone who I actually, for the most part, like. Actually, 90% of the time, I like this person and I'm with them, and I'm glad that they're not only person, because she's still very, very, very left-leaning and unbiased in most shit he says, but for the most part, he's a reasonable person. But I'm gonna go with Chris Como.
Chris Cuomo.
He's a big dude too. Big nigga too from CNN for doing that whole fake debacle he was doing because he got coronavirus and he was doing the fake like I'm quarantining myself. I haven't seen my family in forever and it's the whole thing. And then he had a whole unveiling. He was tested negative for coronavirus finally, and he finally emerged from his basement for the first time and then recorded it and had this big thing. And then some footage came out earlier of him like 2 weeks before his unveiling of finally came out the basement. He was in the middle of the road fighting with some random cyclist. Like he's been out this whole time. There's pictures of him and his family just chilling and everything. Like he's been out this entire time. So the whole shit's fake just to get more fucking I don't know, anger and attention to this coronavirus thing. It's just telling of the whole thing that CNN's been doing with all this. And just my main annoyance and anger doesn't really come towards Cuomo again, because again I actually do like the guy, but just my anger is just for what the media's been doing with this everything nowadays. And I can't fight media, so Cuomo,
Did
here
you
we
know
go.
about Cuomo before all this happened?
Wait, Chris Cuomo?
I think so.
Yeah, he's the brother of the governor, Cuomo.
So how's he more famous? How do you know about him?
From CNN.
Before Corona?
Yeah, I mean, you know his face. You for sure know his face.
I know the one that talks.
His brother, I didn't know until his brother got famous in Corona.
Oh.
Well, famous outside of New York.
Okay, I think I've seen. I guess, man, all white people to me kind of look alike.
Governor Cuomo is one. Yeah.
Okay, how tall is he?
He's a pretty big dude. He's pretty buff too. Him and his brother are pretty big.
Yeah, it might not be as easy as me.
Well, fuck it,
Greta.
I am too. I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's not gonna be anywhere near as easy as you and Greta.
Oh shit.
I learned a little bit from watching Bryce Mitchell. I better get a twister attempt on him, maybe a little heel hook in.
Ooh, okay. Really keep him locked in the basement. Fuck his knee up.
I'm pretty sure I can get his back pretty fast.
I'll do it, bro. I'll do it.
Speaking of, son, there's early prelims. I just had to go back and watch. Well, not go back and watch because the first time I watched because I missed the early prelims on Saturday. But before the pod, I went and watched Bryce Mitchell versus Charles Rosa, the first team all jiu-jitsu match. And Bryce Mitchell is so impressive, bro. So impressive. It's wild how he just dominated Charles Rosa on the ground. Dominated. It's crazy. He had 3 or 4 twister attempts, which is wild. He would have finished him in the second round with a twister too, again, because his last match he finished with the second twister on UFC history. He would have finished him with a twister again if it wasn't saved by the bell in the second round, but it's just crazy. I think he got him like 4 arm triangles, 3 twisters. He just
played with him. Dominated
Charles Rosa on the ground. Played with a black belt. It's this man's impressive, bro.
Yeah.
I can't stress enough how impressed I am with Bryson Mitchell.
It's his coming out party, man. Might be. All eyes were on him.
I mean, I think he still needs another like bigger fight because this is the early prelims. He first started getting some attention from the last fight when he hit the second twister of all time, and it's now he's just hitting him at will. Like it's almost his go-to. Like Ronda Rousey had an arm bar. This nigga has a twister, which is just ridiculous. I think he's gonna jump up very far after this fight as far as who his next opponent is. And I think that will be when Dana tries to do like a real coming out party for him. I mean, he's not really like known. Just niggas who like are really invested in jiu-jitsu and really invested enough in UFC to watch the early prelims.
What's he, 145? 135?
Yeah, 145.
Yeah, that's a tough weight class.
145.
That's a tough weight class, man.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of people in there. It's a lot of stand-up monsters.
And 145.
Yeah, it's not many jiu-jitsu people.
He's interesting, man. Thug Nasty.
Thug Nasty.
I'm a fan, Thug Nasty. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be voting for Trump for the next 25 years. But
is he?
I mean, listen to him talk.
Oh, I've heard him.
This man couldn't be more backwards.
Hey, gotta appreciate the base.
Couldn't be more backwards. I mean, after every fight, he's been begging Under Armour to make him some camo shorts. Apparently, he finally got some after this fight. But yeah, my man is very hick, very ingrained in hick culture.
Gotta appreciate it.
I'll leave it at that. But yeah, so any fights in these prelims stick out to you?
I
mean, damn, all 4 actually.
I mean, that Twister one. It was just like Twister. He did whatever he wanted with a professional athlete at the UFC level. So it was.
Oh, before Bryce Mitchell?
That was the most.
Oh yeah,
insane. Seen anything like that?
I'm talking on the card though. For the prelims of the card.
They got me. I think they robbed Cowboy.
We'll get to. I think there were 2. So there's a few things. What do you think about the? Did you watch the Michelle Waterson and Carla Esparza?
I didn't get a chance to catch it.
I think Michelle got robbed there
really?
too. I did not have Carla win that fight. I mean, I'm not mad. I mean, again, I'm with you on. I think Cowboy and Michelle both got robbed, but at the same time, I think it's close enough to that I understand giving Pettis and Carla the nod. But I definitely scored both fights differently. But even at the end of this Cowboy and Pettis fight, Pettis was so surprised he won. He said it afterwards. He was like, "What?" And he told Cowboy, "Like, nah. I mean, I think you won that fight." I mean, if Pettis is saying that, then what's going on with the judges? And that's a little... UFC's in need of some restructuring of how they judge and everything. The point system, the judges system, all that needs, because some of this judging is just... I didn't even understand the thought process behind it.
Let's get into that real quick. So how would you judge it?
What system would I put in?
Yeah. How would you, if you were president of the... If you were the new bald-headed white man?
It's tricky. I mean, what they try to do now is literally just copy and paste boxing format into UFC, but
which makes no
not
sense.
Like, I mean, no, it's mixed martial arts. There's so many things in the air of what is more important than what is. How do you score a takedown rather than like getting rocked or ground control? It's way more tricky than that. And I don't know. It might be too tricky to have a clear answer to either. I think almost as far as points are concerned, I don't know if I can have an answer for it, but I definitely think there needs to be more judges. There's no reason to have 3 judges. Especially judges who don't fight and don't have any real experience of fighting. Like, these judges have never fought before. Why not have some of these people who are coming in to commentate come in and judge too? Get some old fighters. There's a lot of people who are just begging for a spot in the UFC team to do something. Like, even like people who don't do color commentary but do the post commentary, have them come on and judge a little bit. The Tyron Woodleys, the Forrest Griffins, all those people, the Rashad Evans. All those fighters who are still kind of looking for this. I mean, I know Rashad Evans and Tyron Woodley and all of them, they have a pretty solid spot in the UFC too, but there's a lot of old fighters who are looking for something to do that's involved with the UFC, especially the ones that missed the payday era of the UFC.
Yeah, I agree. Is there a way to... Yeah, but don't you have to do it where you can't own a gym, where you can't have any fighters that you train in the UFC?
Yeah, but that's still not narrowing it down too much. I mean, there is a decent amount of fighters that own gyms and shit like that, but you know, they're training their fighters.
Oh, I'm saying that people that have their own fighters. Like, if you have somebody in the 145 division and you're reffing a 145 fight. I'm saying
there's enough fighters who aren't training anybody at all. And that's the pool to choose from.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I don't know. One thing I heard Max Kellerman say, which was great, was when he judges a fight, he just does it as, who would you rather be in that round?
Who would I rather be? I mean, that doesn't necessarily translate in a point standpoint. You know what I mean?
Does it not? But in terms of who wins the round, like if all you're judging is winner of this round, winner of this round.
But it's not though, because like 10-8 rounds are a thing and 10-7 rounds are a thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If you can barely edge a round. Wait, no, but that's what I'm saying. It speaks against it because it doesn't translate to a point style. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't I could say it could.
If you got taken down twice.
It wouldn't, because the difference between dominating a round and slightly winning a round would just be null. You know what I'm saying? Like, a difference between a 10-9 round and a 10-8 round is huge, especially if you're talking about winning a fight, because now you're 2 rounds behind if it's a 10-8 round. Like, that scoring, and what makes 10-8 round rather than 10-9 round is way too muddy because you're going by boxing standpoints as far as scoring. So it's like that's not even for that's not necessarily the best. That's why I was saying the scoring needs to be restructured. I just don't have the answers to how.
Even that though, I would take that out too. I would take away being able to be up an extra round, you know, having a 10-8 round and just do it.
You would take away that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because then you just do.
Wait, why?
Because the damage would accumulate anyway. If you got a 10-8 round, if you got 10-8 rounded and you were the 8 part, that damage doesn't go away. You still have to maintain that damage and keep going. So more than likely, if you are the 10, more than likely you will win the next round because you did so much damage in the first round. Otherwise...
That's not true a lot though.
Yeah, but okay, so this is my counter to that. Otherwise, if that's not the case, that means you technically really didn't do that much damage in the first round.
That's not true either though. Nah, that's not true.
What do you mean?
That happens a lot. Because you can see people get fucked up and dropped a lot. Like noticeably, like you fucked that guy up and come back and they'll get a submission later or start winning the fight from there on. Like what you did that round still needs to be reflected, and that damage is still done regardless of if that person has the resilience to bounce back and make it the rest of the fight again. You know what I mean?
Okay, I guess, but we're seeing it 2 different ways. You're seeing it as that's the opponent's resistance. I'm seeing it as that's not that much damage from the aggressor. It just looked like a lot of damage, but it really
that's
wasn't.
That's not something you can judge. All you can judge is what it looks like.
unless you can see the after effects of it. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a really, like a knockout blow is a knockout blow, but a blow that just knocks you down, no matter how, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm explaining.
No, because that's still very significant, and it needs to be reflected in the scoring. Because otherwise, like I can dominate you for one, like I could drop you 4 times in one round, and then you come and you slightly win the next 2 rounds, and you're not gonna win that fight. It's from a scoring standpoint because I dominated you at 1 round.
But so then that means to me that the domination wasn't really domination. It was it
is domination though. If one person controlled the whole round, that's not something
really subjective. It was more
subjective.
acting aggression than it was actual, because it's about damage, right? It's about damage dealt and damage
Yeah,
received.
you could do a lot of damage in 1 round and not finish somebody. That happens all the time.
I guess. I'm just thinking people from like 100 to 0 scale, and technically that you're not doing as much damage as it looks like you're doing, because then they would be going closer to 0.
Regardless if you're doing as much damage as it looks like, you still dominated that round.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what needs to be reflected in the scoring.
We would have 2 different UFCs, Nate. Let me call it real.
It sounds like so many people, so many fighters are gonna be so upset here at UFC.
They better do damage. I don't know what to tell you, nigga. If you don't do damage, it always looks like you do damage.
I mean, they are though.
Like if you're, and we'll get to it obviously, if you're Tony Ferguson and can take a hit, my system would definitely favor you.
But it's a fight though. Whoever's doing better in the fights with who the system should favor, regardless if he's still standing or not.
Technically, yeah, maybe, but that's the sport of it. But if you want to simulate a real fight, the person that could take the hits the most is the person that's going to come out of this. Like if we go infinite rounds, the person that, can take those hits is the person that's more than likely going to come out of it.
That's still not true though. Because that person is taking more hits is taking more hits.
Exactly.
Because it's a fight.
And if they're significant enough, it'll heal that those hits will stop them. But if they're not significant enough, they shouldn't be awarded significance, is my opinion.
I mean, that's not true from literally the fight we just watched with Tony Ferguson and Justin Gaethje, because Tony never fell, but I mean, Justin Gaethje dominated him the entire fight. And obviously, like significant strikes.
To a degree.
I mean, to a very high degree.
And listen, I agree. They will be more significant to me than they will to Tony Ferguson. Absolutely.
No, but I mean, there would be significant to Tony Ferguson too, because it's getting away with Tony Ferguson winning the fight.
Yes, but they weren't significant enough to drop him.
It doesn't matter though, because he's dominating him.
I guess. To me, if you're not significant enough to drop the person or significant enough to do significant lasting damage, then you don't deserve to be up an extra round on that fight.
What I'm saying is what happened in the round is what matters more. It's because it's a sport. So like if you hit me 100 times and I don't hit you at all, but like I'm still good, you dominated that round regardless if I'm still standing or not.
Okay, so you just isolate
from a
the
sports
round.
standpoint.
Yeah.
What actually happened is what matters, because like you're not gonna get points if you didn't do any damage to the other person just because the other person didn't do as much damage as it looks to you. The other person still dominated that round, regardless if you feel pain or not, because you didn't do anything except get hit.
Okay, I get what you're saying by dominate. Okay, it doesn't mean not necessarily correlated to damage.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, and that's where it might get a little fuzzy.
But yeah, son, back to the card. Nico Price and Luque, another great fight, son. Nico Price, I wasn't expecting Nico Price to win this fight. I was pretty sure Luque would do what Luque does, and Luque did do what Luque does. But Nico Price really impressed me, son, especially in the early rounds before Luque started turning it up.
Turn that shit up. There's stamina of these little niggas, man. Gotta give. They don't stop.
Nico waned a lot in the 3rd round. I mean, obviously, he was getting punched in the face, but yeah, that's where you can really see the stamina take over. But Luque looks good, man. He's just been looking good for a while.
Let's see. Yeah, it was super tight all the way there. Even the stats were kind of tight.
Between the two? Yeah. Nico's solid, man. He should be moving up a lot more. The Stephen Thompson fight hurt, but...
That's Wonder Boy.
Not much. It was a great fight, too. Yeah, it's Wonder Boy.
I guess.
It was also a great fight. He needs to move it up in this division. I see something drastic different for him in this next fight. No matter who, I'm not sure who's lined up for him to be next.
How about Nico?
For Luque. No, for Luque. For Luque.
We'll see. Or they won.
My man's looked good.
170s.
Yeah, 170.
That's some big news.
Welterweight in the stacked division.
That's true. Is he ranked? Is it 13th?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Well, he's not ranked top 10.
Top 10, yeah. I guess. Oh.
Another top 10 contender, I think, for this next fight, though. His only top 10 fight was with Stephen Thompson. And he lost that, but lost from decision with that.
That's true. He does need to move up. Maybe give him Dos Anjos.
He's in a tough division. Yeah. Rafael just lost to, who did he lose to?
Who, the RDA? Oh, to Michael Chiesa.
Yes. Oh, no. That's who's next. I forgot. They talked about it literally right after the fight. Michael Chiesa is most likely what's next for Luque, and that's going to be a great fight, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because Michael Chiesa is another one who's just skyrocketing up the division. So he's had a lot of great fights he looked great in recently.
Yeah, this will be a great come up for him.
That's a great division. Welterweight is not hurting for talent.
At all the way down, like all the way. And they got Conor at 14th.
Yeah. I was about to say, especially since Conor's gonna get in that mix too.
So it's about to be fun to watch.
It's an exciting division. There's rumors of the next fight for Conor being Masvidal on Fight Island, and that's gonna be huge.
That is damn. Masvidal is about to get paid.
Oh yeah, big paid. But yeah, son, like I said before, I mean, I think Michelle got robbed in the Carlos Esparza fight. One judge had it 30 to 27, which is just crazy to me. I did have Carla winning the second round, but Michelle handling the first and third. But I don't know. I don't know what these judges are doing. 30 to 27 is just crazy. I'm not mad at. I mean, two just had 30 to 27 actually. I'm not mad at Carla winning because again, it's a small enough margin for me to not be mad about that. Again, with the Cowboy and Pettis fight too. But I don't know. I don't know. They both look good. From what I've seen. Like I don't know. Puts a sour taste in my mouth when I see a fight and just watch the judge. Just like, I don't know, throw that shit away.
So you think is it corruption or just incompetence?
Incompetence. I think it's incompetence. I don't think corruption's made its way into UFC judging.
That's true. Not enough money in
yet.
It. Yeah.
Again, restructuring it would just be a way to curb that because these are a lot of the same judges that are all into judging and boxing, and we know what's going on with boxing judges. Boxing judges has been atrocious for a very long time now. Like not even hiding the corruption.
Like FIFA is in your face.
Oh yeah, it's in your face. I watched Tyson Fury box up Deontay Wilder for 10 straight rounds and they get dropped in 2 rounds and. Yep, that's a draw. What? Tyson Fury boxed him up for 10 straight rounds. How does those 2 rounds add up to that?
And still boxed him up those rounds he got knocked down.
But fuck it. Another jiu-jitsu, or another what's supposed to be a anticipated jiu-jitsu match. The battle of the 55-year-olds, Alexio Oleinik and Fabricio Verdum.
Straight stand-up.
Verdum. Yeah, straight stand-up. Alexi came in with heavy hands too, bro. It impressed me with a stand-up. Verdum could not look thicker, bro. He got so big. Verdum was looking like a honeygram.
That's what USADA does to people.
Yeah, well, yeah. You could say that.
It was a good fight.
But yeah, barely in the ground. Was there groundwork at all in this fight?
I don't think barely. I don't remember. I know a couple body shots from Oleinik.
From Alexi, yeah.
Did some work.
Yeah, he did. He had some nasty body shots, actually, now I'm remembering. Alexi got some heavy-ass hands, bro.
Got to. All that weight behind it.
Got to.
And top 10, so he's probably going to move up after this. Crazy. 42 years old. Moving up in the UFC.
Bro, with all those fights. Look at his record. He's fought everywhere.
I think mixed martial arts has the oldest peak rate, doesn't it? Or peak age rate, or peak, what is it? Peak, what do you call it? Career rate, doesn't it?
Prime rate, peak prime, whatever.
Peak prime age, I guess.
Wait, out of what? Out of combat sports?
Out of all sports.
Oh, that can't be true because you got NFL kickers who are old.
And you don't hit your prime at, I guess maybe, but UFC seems like you hit your prime in your 30s. 30s to mid 30s is the prime of their career.
You got UFC kickers hitting their prime in late 40s. Not UFC kickers, NFL kickers. I mean,
that's just Vinatieri though. Not
Vinatieri. What's the? I keep on wanting to call him Gronkowski. Whatever his name is. Yeah, Gronkowski. There's a few. There was a royal punter and shit like that. But no, I mean you got sports like golf and shit. I imagine.
Come on, man. Don't even say that. Don't even say that on this.
I imagine the whole scale of how old you can be and still hit your prime is directly correlated with how athletic the sport has to be.
But even golf, Tiger Woods came in at 19 and dominated that shit. None of these 80-year-olds could hang with him.
Yeah, but Tiger Woods is also 80 now and dominating.
Not dominating, money. He won one, and then everybody went crazy.
I mean, it's Tiger. He won. Winning's a big deal. Winning a ship.
It is, but I'm saying is like it was just because you didn't have a lot of young talent going into it. Because then you had the Jordan, I forget his name, the Under Armour guy, Jordan Spieth, and then the other dudes coming in, the Rory McIlroys. And you had those guys coming in and dominating the younger dudes. And the older guys can still win, but you had a lot of younger players. And now, but it seems like MMA, or maybe it's because people don't start early. Maybe it's because people use doing their specific sport so long that when they finally come to MMA, they're in their mid-20s, late 20s.
I don't know if you could say that MMA would have the oldest for prime, though, because losing a step, and you definitely lose your step with age, is so detrimental in the UFC.
How many champions do you have under 28? 27.
28's young though. 28's young.
Not for any other sport, bro. NFL, you're almost done. Soccer, you're hitting the end of it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, basketball, you're on the downhill. But like, who's defending a championship? But you have UFC fighters that are.
I think it has to do with all those sports come out of school, so you're getting every rookie in those sports is dramatically younger than rookies in the UFC, like way younger. You got not 18-year-olds, but like 20 to 22. It's probably when you start entering the NBA and NFL. Some 19.
So once we start having
19 to 22, probably.
So once we start having people in the UFC start like fully mixed martial arts early, then we'll see this younger age of champions.
I'm not sure. It's hard to say.
Because this is my theory behind it. It's because there's so much to learn. That's the thing. There's so much to learn that to get to championship level, you have to know all of that, and it takes all those years to absorb all of it. So by then, you'll be in your mid to late 20s.
I think it depends a lot on what you specialize in as far as how you fight. I don't think you can be that old and still be a striker. I don't think that can happen.
What's that old to you? Because Izzy's 30.
That's young.
Again, it's young in UFC.
30 now.
It's young in MMA. It's not.
30 is young for athletes now. The athletic prime for men now is said to be like 34.
Bro, we still have a chance.
Just in general.
We can still make it to the league.
I mean, you better start sprinting now. We've been jogging our athletic career so far. Probably even walking. Some will argue crawling. We got to get up and start sprinting if we want to make that.
That's a good point. Maybe it is just all over. Everybody's just getting like the older people are trying to dominate for longer because of medicine and health.
Yeah, I think just our idea of what 35 is changing very, very drastically in the recent times. Like 30 is 20. I mean, 40 is nowhere near old anymore. 50 is not old anymore, which is crazy because it used to be 40 was old.
Right? Yeah. I say wasn't 40 midlife crisis time back in the day?
40 is still midlife crisis time now because niggas still live to be 80. But people look at them niggas 40 and be like, oh, you old as fuck. You can't even. I mean, you can move, but you're not gonna play a sport and like that. Joe Rogan is like 56. He will beat anybody's ass I ever see.
Crazy. That's a good point. Yeah, might just be.
It's crazy. You have different access to shit and stuff right now. Mike Tyson's about to start fighting again. Shit's different now.
We living in.
Shit is different now. Speaking of niggas with a million fights, we got the most winningest, most finishingest fighter in UFC history, Donald Cowboy Cerrone, with his 4th straight loss. That's a tough one to swallow, man. It's tough.
Because you don't get more than 3 in the UFC, do you? Not usually.
You lucky if you get 3. It depends on who you are. I mean, you gotta have a lot of respect to staying after that. And I mean, Cowboy has the most respect as far as other fighters and people in UFC are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about retiring after his last fight too, against Conor. He's talking about retiring afterwards, but who knows? 4 straight losses is a hard thing to deal with, especially in this fashion. When I agree with you, I think he should have won that fight, and so does Pettis actually. But what do you think about Cowboy's future? You think he's gonna fight again?
Absolutely.
You do?
Yeah. Dana's gonna offer him a check, and it's gonna be because they're gonna say that he got robbed in this one, and he's gonna have another up and comer, and he's just gonna get thrown to the wolves again, and that might be the last one.
Fuck. Yeah, but will Cowboy even want to, like... And Dana's been a huge component of this. Actually, he said that after this card, talking about Henry. He was like, if you're thinking about retiring, you should leave. Point blank, period. He's begged Chuck Liddell to not come back forever. Like, he's been a big component of that. And Cowboy did say, literally after the Cowboy fight, the Conor fight, he's like, man, I don't know. This might be my last fight. I don't know if I want to come back then. So I don't know if Dana's going to be pressuring him to come back and fight a 22-year-old killer. I don't know if we're going to be throwing Cowboy at Paulo Acosta anytime soon or anything like that.
No, Paulo Acosta's already too big, but you'll have somebody that'll be like a lower.
Yeah, I'm saying a young killer. Just in general.
You don't think so? I think so. Absolutely, man. They've been treating Cowboy like dog shit this whole time, and they're gonna continue to abuse him until his career's over.
Yeah, but Dana doesn't want to see the old heads stay in the ring too long.
Then why would he offer him this Pettis fight 3 weeks or what is it, 2 months after getting his orbital broken by Conor?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Cowboy jumped first.
Well, because it got offered, right? That's what I'm saying.
I think for this card, the offers were a bit different. It was about saying who wants to fight right now. Jump in. That's why we got the card that we got now. Also, people who were scheduled for the fight nights that got canceled and shit like that. But 4 straight losses is different.
And against, I mean, all the names are like almost killers, right? Tony Ferguson, Gaethje.
Nah, I mean, they are killers.
Conor, Pettis, and then he beat Quinta right before that.
That's the creme de la creme. That's the top of the game. Listen to that list. Listen to that list. None of those losses are a testament to Cowboy at all, other than shit Cowboy's balls for real.
Mm-hmm. And didn't he get hurt on the Tony one?
Oh, he got fucked up. You saw his face?
Mm-hmm.
His face was fucked up from Tony, which is crazy because this is the first time we saw Tony get Tony.
Bro, yeah, we gonna talk about that. We definitely. Definitely gonna talk. But yeah, I think they're just gonna keep abusing them until the paychecks stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard. You're not getting paid enough for that. I mean, Henry's saying he's not getting paid enough for that, and he's a double champ.
Yeah, but Henry probably doesn't get paid at all because he's 125.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
My boy's just hard for these fighters.
Absolutely.
If we're not one of 5 people. But yeah, you are absolutely right. Even though Henry moving up, the division he's at now is much more exciting than the fucking one, whatever he was at before with DJ.
I talk about the 135 bantamweights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not really, kind of, because you had Dominic Cruz just come back, and you got Cody.
You got a lot going on there. I mean, Henry, afterwards, when you're saying he's going to retire after this fight, wants to do a 4-man tournament for who gets the belt afterwards because of how much. Because we talked about last podcast, this belt has been circling around the same 5 names, like the Henry, Dominic Cruz, TJ Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt, Marlon Moraes. There's a few other names that's in the discussion too at 145.
The 145,
but it's nobody. There's no names going around at 135.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jose Aldo, who this fight was supposed to be with Jose Aldo originally.
I hate seeing Jose Aldo at 135, man. He looks so...
Yeah, bro, he looks dead. Joseph Benavidez, Sergio Pettis is on his way up. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Those are 135 fighters.
Are you talking about 145? Yeah, I mean, you still got...
I'm talking about 145,
yeah.
Qatar,
Cater, Stevens still kind of in it.
Yeah, Cater looked great, too.
Phenomenal.
Caters looked good. We were shitting up. I didn't realize we were talking last podcast. I didn't recognize him by name. As soon as I saw him on the screen, I was like, oh, I've seen this guy before. He's a killer. Calvin Cater is a killer. I wish I recognized that last time because I was wrong about this fight.
Yeah, he was a monster.
Oh, I'm skipping Greg Hardy and Jorgen, though.
Yeah, I mean, we could run through that. Jorgen was getting those leg kicks off, and I thought he had him for a second.
For the first round, and he stopped throwing at all.
Got tired.
The second, apparently he broke his foot.
Is that?
But still, like he didn't throw a punch at all in the third round. He threw like 2 punches in the second round. He just stopped all around. And apparently he kept saying like, nah, I broke my foot. That's where he told that to Greg Hardy afterwards, and he probably did. But you can still throw a punch, man. You either throw in a towel or throw a punch. One of the two. You're in a fight. I don't know. It was weird.
You need that on a t-shirt. But yeah.
Throw in a towel or throw a punch.
But Greg Hardy
throw in a towel.
Looked decent for being so new to this.
I mean, yeah, he's been fighting for 2 years. It's just so crazy. If anything tells you the athleticism and talent gap between the top American sports and the trickle down sports like the UFC is apparently, it's that. I mean, like this nigga has been fighting for 2 years, and it's just the most athletic person in the ring and the biggest. And on the card, he's probably the most athletic person. He's the most athletic person on the card, actually, looking as far as birth, like given athleticism.
Yeah, at his size,
probably the most athletic person on the card. Yeah, definitely at size.
Yeah, explosiveness, like
it's crazy. Explosiveness is not even a contest. Football explosiveness is just something that UFC fighters even wrestlers don't even have.
It makes no sense, and I don't know how long it's going to take for the UFC to make enough money to have tier 1 athletes.
It's going to be a while.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not fucking with NBA and NFL.
You're not fucking with a $60 million contract.
The creme de la creme athletes are still going to be growing up playing football and basketball for a very long time, but you see what you get, man. This nigga's been fighting for 2 years. 2 of them. Francis has been fighting for 4 years.
Wow.
It's crazy when you get those type of freaks of nature in there. But yeah, we'll see. Greg, do you throw him at somebody? Do you throw him at a top 5 after this? Where do you go with Greg?
Nah. You can't. Top 5 is way too quick. What's he ranked at? He's just heavyweight, right? Yeah. Maybe give him Verdum. Give him Verdum on the way out.
See, I feel like lost to Volkov, but
yeah, but he's still I feel
like
the experienced fighter.
Now's the time to. Yes, I mean, and that's how Volkov's beat him. But yeah, I mean, if Greg Hardy wasn't so green, now I would say now would be a time to really test where he actually is at and throw him at something that might be too big for. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't, man. You can't. It's too soon to give him somebody that might be even slower but knows more.
For sure. I mean, I just want to see where he really stacks up. But it's different with heavyweight too, because you're not going to get as long as a career. So you got time where. How do you feel about throwing Greg Hardy at the winner of this fight Saturday with Overeem and Harris? I do think both pieces up Greg Hardy, by the way.
Yeah, Overeem would piece him up. Harris would
too.
Probably piece him up too.
I think Harris is literally just a better Greg Hardy.
Doesn't he built like him?
Dead ass. I think he's a football player too.
Oh, Harris also beat Oleinik his last fight?
Yes. Yeah, knocked him out.
Okay, so yeah.
I think. That's thinking of the right fight.
If at the most, I would give him a Derek Lewis at the most.
Ooh, Derek Lewis.
Because he's also on the tail end.
I like that. Yeah, best entertaining. Ooh, I like that. That's the one I like. Derek Lewis for Derek
Hardy
would be
might
interesting.
piece him up, man. Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis. I mean, piece up is I don't think a word I would use for Derek Lewis because he throws one punch per minute.
Yeah, he throws haymakers.
Oh yeah, only exclusively.
So that might be it though.
Yeah, maybe a little a rebound fight for Rosenstrike.
Yeah, that was too quick.
I just realized
man.
I was pronouncing his name wrong no time.
That was too quick. Yeah, he didn't get time.
Yo, bro, Francis says some G shit afterwards too. Fuck, we don't gotta go order this. This Francis and Rosenstrike. Francis is the number one scariest fighter I've ever seen in my life.
Easily.
Scarier than Mike, scarier than Deontay Wilder. Francis tried to like box and actually like play with him for about 6 seconds at the most. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. And just start chin up, hands flying everywhere, just started swinging. I was like, oh my fucking God, son. I've never in my life seen something like that. Actually, you know what? I'm lying. The only time I've seen something like that was the second fight between Deontay Wilder and what's old dude's name? The only dude that he didn't knock out? No, not Ortiz. Dreadhead dude.
Oh, in the beginning, the first dude,
you know what I'm talking about?
Decision with.
It starts with an ST, something like that. Yes, who he went decision with. And the second time he fought, Deontay was boxing up for a little bit, and you saw him. He took a step back, saying, "You know what?" He moved his shoulders a little bit. He said, "You know what? Now it's go time." And just started swinging wild and started fucking him up. Those two times, the only time I see something like that. I don't know how anybody in the world, in the UFC, Bellator, and anything where hands meet faces, survives that rush.
Can't like that old school Vitor rush that just coming at you.
God. And Francis' arms are way longer than Rosenstrike's. I didn't realize how much of a, because Rosenstrike's taller, but Francis' arms are
longer.
So long.
Got chimpanzee arms,
bro. Oh my God, I've never seen something like that before. That's a rush that who gets past that? I mean, obviously Stipe. I think Stipe and DC both do because you're not gonna go straight fucking back like Rosenstrike did. But like, I don't blame him for Rosenstrike. That shit is
Rosenstrike only took one punch really that knocked him out. Everything else missed, and it was just that last one.
Yeah, but it only takes one. Yo, Francis, scary motherfucker.
Scary motherfucker. How much would I have to pay you to get in the ring with Francis?
To get in a ring with Francis, Jesus, son. Not what any of these niggas are getting paid for sure more than that. For sure more than Rosenstrike has gotten paid for, more than JDS got paid, more than Kane got paid, more than even Derek Lewis, who came out the most unscathed. More than he got paid.
Definitely more than Overeem got
more
paid.
Stipe. Son, no, I literally might die. Like there's a good chance I won't survive that. Let alone brain damage, let alone jaw being displaced and all that shit. There's gonna be some serious shit happening outside of the fight as a consequence of getting in the ring with Francis. I'll get in the ring with Francis for let's say $6 million.
Okay, that should cover hospital bills and everything else.
Yeah, and cover it being worth it.
Worth it.
Outside of even hospital bills.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to make a profit. I mean, I feel like hospital bills would be just breaking even, and then.
See, yeah, that's what I'm saying by the worth it part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
I still feel like Francis might be even better to get in a ring with because, like, I can just say, like, all right, I know how this story is gonna end. It'll be best if this ends with one punch. I'd probably rather get in the ring with Francis than I would with Khabib, even though Khabib's smaller than me.
Because he just keep like mauling on you.
Khabib will take me down, and I can't do anything about it, and he will just maul me for 25 minutes. Whereas Francis, that will last 25 seconds.
Francis is a gunshot. Khabib is drowning.
Francis is a shotgun to your head.
Okay.
You're gonna die, but you might not even feel it until afterwards. But it's one. Khabib is getting riddled with bullets by a machine gun.
Damn.
And then bleeding to death.
Yeah, so this is what I don't understand, man. Why don't more people, I don't know if they're already doing it, just go to Africa. Just go to West Africa and find these Hakeem Olajuwon, Francis Ngannou niggas and just get them in a fight. Just give them like 2 goats.
It's pretty obviously where the cream of the crop of the athletic genes are.
Yeah.
They're obviously there. Cameroon, like specifically.
Mm-hmm. And they got, what do you call it, Senegalese wrestlers.
Oh, they're crazy. Have you seen that shit?
It was wild.
Their bodies are so fucking weirdly built.
Massive. So I don't know why they don't have more recruiting, I guess, from that part of it.
I guess the outreach of major sports aren't really reaching out there, which is wild because every D-end in NFL history should be from there. Every single one of them. Every single D-end ever should be from there. And we have the most athletic D-ends. Like, I think there's niggas there that could beat Jadeveon Clowney for a spot.
Easily.
Which is wild. Maybe not that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, dudes have been chasing like geese and shit all their life.
Yeah, they're getting the white boys like Clay Matthews out of here. Sorry, JJ Watt.
I don't know, man. There's some corn-fed white boys that strong.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's the exact same corn-fed black boy out there digging sand somewhere that can run through your Wisconsin boy.
In 90-degree weather.
Good luck with them hay bale workouts, bro.
That's a good one.
Nigga's been digging sand with his bare palms for 25 years.
True, man. Just hit up Bill Gates, bro. He's already in there. Ask him for some. So don't vaccinate these niggas. We need them.
Using them as test rabbits. What a misuse of potential.
Yeah, bro. They could be athletes.
Fuck Bill Gates, man. Jerry Jones should be out there.
That's They need it the most.
He should be out there. Word.
Oh man. So Francis Ngannou, man.
Trying to find the next Dwight
So
Freeney.
who do you think's next for him?
Oh, he's a freak. Francis Ngannou has only 2 options left, and it's DC and Stipe. And DC wants no smoke with Francis, like at all. And he shouldn't, because why the fuck would he? He's at the tail end. He probably wants one more fight before he retires. Why would you want that before you retire? You're an old man now.
Yeah.
Honestly, why would Stipe want that? I think both are scared of Francis. Well, DC, I'm sure is scared of Francis. He should be.
Stipe got
I think Stipe is too. Nobody wants to get in the ring with him except for Rozenstruik. Oh, this is what I was getting at. Francis had the most G line afterwards. I swear I was the only one that enjoyed it as much as I did. Because Francis went out there and did what he did. He swung 4 punches and knocked him the fuck out in 20 seconds. And then in the post-fight interview with Joe, he was like, yo, I knew he know what he was doing when he called me out. And he didn't say that like he wasn't trash talking. He was being nice. Like he's being nice to him. It's just a matter of fact. Like he knocked him out and couldn't be more just like, all right, man, another Tuesday about it. It's like, yeah, I knew he didn't know what he's doing at all when he called me out and was just dead serious about it. I was like, oh my God. So
Damn.
That's a scary man. And he was right. He was like, okay, this nigga's not anywhere near my league is what he was saying pretty much. It's just...
That's facts.
He went in the ring and treated like that too. He said, all right, I have technique, but I'm going to leave that at home. Pretty much what he did was like, nah, I don't respect you. And he shouldn't because of this.
And yeah, I don't think Stipe wants it because I don't think Stipe's chin is the same anymore.
I don't think Stipe's chin is the same because of the first fight. Francis is such a different animal, son, than anything. Nobody wants to get hit by this man.
As you shouldn't. And he's only 33. He might be dominating for a while.
For a while. Oh my God, how scary is that? If Francis gets the belt, and if Francis gets the belt and DC and Stipe both retire, the heavyweight division's gone.
I mean, unless you get John Jones in there. That would be wild.
Unless you get John Jones in there. And John, we will all know how pussy you really are if you don't do it. All the pressure will be on you. It's like, okay, we know, especially if DC and Stipe retire, it's like, okay, John, what you want to do? You want to stay in light heavyweight and keep fighting them? Because you've been ducking the heavyweight division for the last 2 fights. And we know, like, we can tell you, like, it seems like he's been ducking the heavyweight division, but we will know for sure if you are. If Stipe and DC both retire and Francis has the belt up there, and you stay down there patty caking with your 205ers.
He won, if anything.
Knowing that you walk around 245.
Yeah, if anything, he wants to come out right now and take that belt before Ngannou gets it. It might be too late.
I mean, I think John will still be the favorite against Ngannou. I think he'll probably still be. I think he will be the favorite. No, for sure. Yeah, for sure. John's longer too, and a much better striker. But it's just
that rush.
So dangerous. I think he can deal with a rush. I think John's exactly the person you don't want to rush. Because he'll put his heel in your face.
That's good.
But still, like, you don't want to exchange with Francis because we saw from the Thiago Santos fight, John can get hit.
Oh, yeah. Dominic Reyes.
That fight and the Alex Smith fight. Oh, yeah, I mean, the last 3 fights, who was it? It was Thiago Santos, what's his face, Alex Smith? Anthony Smith.
Oh, yes, Anthony Smith, yeah.
Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes, Thiago Santos, and there's one more in there that I'm forgetting. You could land shots on John, and Francis is so dangerous. Who wants to? Yeah, just one. Who wants to deal with that? Bro? Scarier than Cyborg, scarier than Amanda.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you've seen anything like Francis.
Never.
Ever. Even Mike Tyson.
And he cuts weight, and he's built like that. Like most people that cut weight,
he cuts weight to 265.
Yeah. Most people that cut like that are guts. This is all muscle. Yeah, there's no way.
No, sir. That's the scariest man in the world. I know I used to hear Joe Rogan talk about, like, if the aliens came down to Earth and said, like, all right, we'll have our best fighter from our alien species shits and we'll fight whoever you guys nominate to be a fight, and you gotta fight for the world. And Francis Ngannou will be his first, last, and that's the person he's picking first. Without hesitation. And I agree. The nigga's probably 290 pounds naturally. Can hit. like fucking Jupiter.
Wow.
That shit don't make
Don't
sense.
make no sense, man.
Scary man.
That's how I know God's unfair.
I mean,
Feel some shit like that.
I'm pretty sure there's been some more examples of that before, but yeah, God's not fair.
Thanks, Nate.
We are not the same species. It means not fair to me either. We're both in the same boat. I'm on your side of things in this.
Not the 6'6", 260 side.
I am not.
Yeah, well,
Me and 99% of quote unquote humanity. We're some smaller guys.
oh yeah, we run the planet.
Dominic Cruz and Henry Cejudo.
Oh yeah, that was actually a fun fight, man. It was a really fun fight to watch.
Yeah, Henry surprises me every fight, man.
Mm-hmm.
Henry with those leg kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Dominique's main thing is his fucking movement, son. Dominique, just watching him in round one made me so tired with his movement. I mean, it's good. Well, until Henry had a perfect game plan, to be honest. Henry just came and his leg kicks just took over the fight immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Once Dominique couldn't move the way he wanted to move, it's the Henry show.
Bounced at him. Wrestling was impeccable. Hit him with knees.
Yeah, the knee is disgusting.
What do you think about the stoppage, though?
I don't disagree with the I thought it was a good stoppage.
Mm-hmm. I agree, because it was Dom waited too long to make a move.
I mean, he took 11 unanswered hits. You can't really argue with that.
Well, he started getting up, but he took too long to start getting up.
Yeah.
And by that time, the ref was already moving in.
Yeah, I understand Dom's complaint. Because he was getting up. You could argue that, like, since the weight's so light, those extra hits aren't really as significant. You have to really protect the fighter like that. And you can kind of let him work. But, like, son, from my eyes, there were way too many unanswered shots to not stop it.
Absolutely.
I'm not mad at the stoppage. And I agree with the stoppage. But I'm also not mad at Dominique being mad at the stoppage. Same thing from my thoughts. Not same thing, because this is much more clear than the stop between the TJ fight with Henry, because I agree with that one too, but that was still like a lot more. I mean, TJ was still on his feet.
Oh yeah,
kind of. But I agree with that stoppage too. But I still see how TJ could be mad about it. But this one's, as you mean, there's a lot of unanswered shots. Henry did what he needed to do to convince the stop. There was another stop here that was questionable too. I forgot which one it was that people were questioning.
It was the Gaethje one.
Oh yeah.
Tony,
I mean,
nah, bro, nah.
Come on.
Dean saved his life, man. Saved his face.
I mean, no, life, probably. Life. Who knows? That face might be the same. I don't think the 5th round should have started, to be honest.
Really?
Nah. The fight was over with probably a minute left in the 4th round. Gaethje was, I mean, we could go on and move into this fight. Gaethje was so impressive, son. Who does that to Tony Ferguson? Tony Ferguson's face was busted up. Gaethje was looking pretty. It's like, I've never seen a dismantlement like that to a person like that.
And I had Gaethje winning everything. I think in the first 2 minutes and a half, after that point, Gaethje got Tony's timing down. He had it, and then it was a wrap.
Yeah, he did. You saw when he did too, and it was very early. It was early in the first round when you saw when that happened.
Mm-hmm. And once he had it, Tony was aggressing and moving forward the whole time, but Gaethje just had an answer for everything.
Tony's chin is ridiculous. Ridiculous. He should have been knocked out. I'm not going to be exaggerating. 25 times in that fight. It makes. No, he wasn't even knocked. Oh, he was knocked down like.
He knocked Gaethje
once
down
and got right back up.
In the second round, that uppercut.
The uppercut? Did Gaethje? That was a nasty uppercut. A nasty uppercut. That shit was rock'em sock'em robots. That shit, and his head flew up.
But that was the only thing that Tony had.
I think Tony got done dirty, to be honest. But not done dirty because he had some time, but you can tell for sure that Tony has not been training for a striker this entire time.
Well, how would you tell that?
Tony fights because he wasn't ready to fight a striker. Like, you could tell when you look at his past fights, even his past fight against Anthony Pettis, he comes in completely different, and you could tell where he has been, and especially
that's true.
Him knowing that his next fight is going to be Khabib, he probably focused the past 3 years on Khabib. Deadass. He came ready to fight a grappler on the ground and all of that. I think that really, really showed. Because he does fight completely different when he fights strikers than he did with Justin Gaethje here. This didn't look like he prepared for a striker, which makes sense because why would he? This is his last second fight. And
the striker that you can't take down.
A striker you can't take down, one that doesn't back down, one that moves forward like you do, that hits harder than you do. It's a bad situation for Tony Ferguson across the board. I mean, even if he did prepare for Gaethje, this is a terrible matchup for Tony Ferguson.
But Gaethje had his number the whole time.
Honestly, I think Tony again, to him looking like he wasn't prepared for Gaethje, I think he just doesn't know what to do when somebody has his number like that. Like, again, Gaethje got his timing down after like the first minute and a half of the fight. And then Tony didn't know what to do after that. Like that's never happened to him.
Yeah.
He looked like someone that's never happened to. He's like, I don't know what to do other than what I've been doing, and what I've been doing is not gonna work at all. So yeah, man, Justin Gaethje looked great. Tony is still great. Tony and Khabib is still very much the fight that I am begging to happen next. Still excited, man. We'll see. They're talking about Gaethje versus Conor sometime soon. That'll be crazy, but like I said before, Conor versus Jorge is still the fight on Fight Island. We'll see next time for, who knows? We'll let you know when we come back. You'll see. But man, we love you.